Welcome to the Country Club podcast, but not the kind with dress codes and tea times. This is a different kind of country club, one where country living meets real estate, community, and adventure. I'm your host, Diana Cassidy-Bush, and your trusted guide to navigating life beyond the city limits. Whether you're looking to plant roots in a small town, find the perfect recreational escape, or make smart investments in rural properties, this podcast is for you. Because in real estate and in life, it's more than just about buying property. It's about making the right plan, seizing opportunities, and building a future you love. Welcome to the Country Club, where home, community, and opportunity come together. Welcome back to the Country Club podcast. Today, this episode I'm really excited about because it celebrates something we value deeply here: local excellence, family, and pride in craftsmanship. I'm joined today by Greg Gaylord, owner of Gaylord Hardwood Flooring, a company that started right here with humble beginnings by Greg's father and has grown into a name recognized far beyond our region, even on a global scale. As a young professional stepping into a legacy business while honoring the foundation his parents built and guiding the company into its next chapter. What makes this story especially meaningful is how central family is to everything the Gaylords do, from the support of his family and his wife Emma to raising their children here in the community. It's clear this business isn't just about floors. It's about values, longevity, and building something that lasts for the next generation. Today, we're talking about craftsmanship, sustainability, leadership, global reach, and why choosing to build a world-class business in a small community isn't a limitation, but a strength. Let's dive in. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Oh, thanks for having me, Diana.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. So just want to kick things off for those listeners that don't know the Gaylord story. Can you share a little bit about that with us and how Gaylord Hardwood Flooring began?
Well, we're a small family business. So my parents started it back in 1985. Well, they were working for different lumber companies. And then actually, we're living in Barry's Bay. So they sold their home there, bought a load of lumber, and then started selling it to cabinet companies, hardwood flooring manufacturers. And actually, back in the late 80s, was a lot of furniture companies. So
Wow.
it started with lumber. It was all raw lumber. We had dry kilns. We didn't actually get into the flooring until 2000s.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
but Gaylord's just celebrated a big milestone anniversary, 40 years in business. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. We had a nice big event to a lot of people. And it was lots of fun.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did growing up around the business look like for you?
We loved it as kids, like going to the kiln and seeing all the people working there and being in the office in the yard and, the forklifts. It was, our favorite place to go, really. And, seeing the hard work, and we always had the opportunity, like when we were kids, to make money, like, little jobs here and there. My brother and I would make like the kiln sticks that go between the layers of lumber when it's in the
Okay.
kiln to dry it. So
Yeah.
I think he paid us like 5 cents a stick. And my brother, who's an accountant now, would like keep track of every single one. So we
Wow.
did, a lot of cool things like that, and
A good
just helping out where we could.
good life experience and planning future skills.
Yeah.
Was it always clear that you felt like you would step into the company, or did that kind of evolve over time?
It was always pretty clear for me, for whatever reason, because I have, 3 siblings who have all chosen their own path. But to me, it was just, it was kind of a no-brainer right from the beginning.
Oh, wow. What lessons from the early days of business still guides decisions that you make in the company?
I guess just kind of adapting, like when we mentioned the furniture manufacturers, well, I mean, now you really couldn't name very many in Canada, right? So a lot of our best clients closed and, moved overseas. So we ended up having to, redo everything that was working, and find new customers, and it was just a big shift. So kind of that, not to say it was easy in the early days, but there was a lot more, woodworking being done in Canada, and a lot of need for lumber here, right? It's just, kind of adapting and seeing opportunity, and, going after it and just working hard. Being a small business, you just have to, work harder than everyone else, and that was big.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the biggest challenges that you face stepping into a leadership role and following in your father's footsteps?
Trying to grow the business, or at least keep steady. When we're slow, it's just means we need to do more work to get out there. So I think just being out, it's we're very small, smaller than our peers in the industry, so we have a huge market because we ship everywhere, all over the world. But finding the right clients that have a need for what we do, and appreciate the expertise and the value we provide. So it's just really never sitting back, always trying to be, you know, obviously making very happy clients, existing clients, and then growing and getting more. So it's just, it's kind of like you're always running on a treadmill or something. I don't know
Yeah,
how to describe it, but
I can
it's
relate to that.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. I see your listings everywhere I go. They're like Smitty's appliances signs. So
Dear.
only local people will get that one, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. How do you balance respecting tradition while pushing for innovation in what you're doing?
Pretty much what we do is, like, we never really change, our core values or anything like that. Or, it's basically been the same for 25 years. We've been just, obviously, the styles have changed, and we're always trying to make better products than we did before. So there's not a whole lot of really innovation, other than small little steps to make, maybe if we try this in the finish, it'll make it a little bit better. Or we see these colors, so let's try to do something. A lot of the innovation doesn't come from us, it comes from our clients, right? Like, some
Well,
a designer.
listening to your client
Yeah,
base and
exactly. Like they have
making
something in
tweaks.
their mind, or they've seen it at a trade show somewhere in the world, and they want us to try to make it. So I'm fairly like simple. We just follow what we're told and kind of innovate that way. I mean, there's not really any breakthroughs or anything like that in what we
It's always
do.
incremental steps and eventually it
Exactly.
leads to change.
Yeah, just trying to get better every day.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
Your reach today extends far beyond our community. I understand that you sold flooring across the globe. Was that intentional or was that kind of a happy accident how that got started?
Well, when we were doing lumber, like way back, we were shipping to Taiwan and South Africa, Japan, all basically all over the world. So it kind of started there. And a lot of that was, I guess, when you speak to innovation, we had like a fax machine when I was a kid. So that was like the big thing to get out there, right? Another thing, like my brother and I would, we had this big directory of furniture manufacturers, and we would like literally send out faxes to them with our lumber inventory for like hours and hours and hours. So, and obviously that's changed now. We're into the internet is now our fax machine.
Yeah,
So, but a lot of what happens is we'll get to have a client, someone's on our website. Generally, they're looking for something with really long boards, or, pet friendly, things like that. We end up, in a lot of cases that I, right off the top of my head, the homeowner will be building a home. They find us online, we get working with them, and then the builder kind of takes over the process,
right.
and they work with us, and they really like what we do. And then their next client, they're pushing to us. We work with them. So and then, we go to that area when you visit all the builders in the area and you say, okay, well, we're working with this person. It lends us some credibility.
Absolutely.
So we've kind of grown like Long Island is a big market for us.
Okay.
It basically all started with just one
One
builder,
homeowner,
really.
one builder.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
spending time there working hard because, for us if we just show up in some town and start trying to sell, it's challenging because you don't
Breaking
have
into a new
the
market.
credibility.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and we do some trade shows like in middle of February, we're going to Florida for the International Builders Show. So we get to connect with people there, and some of my clients, I'll visit them. They're 8-10 hours away, and I'll visit them more than their local supplier would. I guess making
Building
friends and
relationships. Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
That's great. So many of your clients find you through referrals. Why do you think that is? Just the building and the time you spend on the relationships?
Exactly. Yeah. We definitely referrals are huge for us. So we do our best to make everyone happy. And, it was cool. Just last week, we had a girl building in the county that it was like 15 years ago. She came with her parents and they let her pick the floor for her bedroom. And, now she's building all those years later. A lot of it, especially early on, we had people that jumped on board and tried us out and have just been big fans. Like we'll have someone say, oh, so and so bought a floor here. They love it, and then you look them up and it was like 20 years ago
Wow,
and they're
that's awesome. They're still
still
talking
telling
about you.
people.
That's awesome.
So
That's great.
yeah,
When I was doing a bit of research for this episode, I noticed something that I wasn't aware of before, that your company's been featured in some high profile magazines and major media outlets, including Netflix, which is really impressive. Can you talk about how that exposure came about and what it's been like to see your product showcased like that?
I mean, it's more, our clients than anything really. Like the Netflix was one of our clients in the Hamptons, Breskin Developments, and I mean they do just incredible work, and like the homes are. I mean,
Yeah.
if you watch it, it's called the $1 Million Beach House, but they could add a few zeros on the end
Yeah.
of the $1 million part, but the places that we supply and the caliber of the people that we sell to is is really cool, and
Yeah.
it's awesome to see our products there, and but really I mean it's them building the incredible homes, not
Yeah, well, it's still pretty cool that they think enough of you to feature you and show off your
yeah,
amazing product. That's
well they didn't
awesome.
have my face in it or anything, so
But your name is there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What trends are you seeing out there right now with flooring that excites you?
Well, it's funny, the biggest thing people are looking for now, which is kind of industry wide, is just low maintenance. Like 10 years ago, everybody wanted dark and shiny and perfect. And those are the floors that they're hard to keep clean. They show every dent and scratch. So the trend now is more, natural looking. People want it to look like wood, not a piano. A lot of the warmer kind of wood tones are in low sheen with a little bit of texture, still some gray and you know things like that, but it's generally people want it to look like wood.
Yeah.
We just came up with a finish that's really cool, that it's basically, because even just putting a clear finish on something, it changes the color.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like white oak, for instance, people love the look of just the raw, unfinished white oak. When you put a clear finish on, it kind of goes golden, which I mean, personally, I love it, but some people don't. So, we came up with a finish to basically make it look like there's no finish at all. And it's super popular because it looks great and it's low maintenance. So yeah, the trend, I guess, also, wider planks. We find maybe it's just because of it's one of our specialties is the long boards
Right.
are big.
Awesome.
So
Is there anything that builders, designers, and homeowners should better understand about hardwood?
there's a lot of different, quality levels.
Right.
But the big thing would be anything made in Canada or North America is generally going to be really, really good quality. You want to check where it's made.
Yeah. Of course.
That's huge. Right now, everybody's so good at what they do. Like in Canada, there's the differences in certain things are pretty minimal.
Okay.
As long as you're buying something Canadian made, it's going to be good quality. So I guess number one would be just checking where it's made, and then overall you would want to look for things with low maintenance, like again, smooth and shiny is beautiful when it's clean, but it's generally, you probably
A little
see it
more maintenance.
too. Yeah, it's more maintenance, and when someone wants it, it's hard, if that's what they love. We
Right.
do our best to kind of educate them that maybe they don't want it. It's just
Consider all
finding
the pros
something.
and cons.
Yeah, finding something that just fits your style and your lifestyle. There's super really awesome quality, and then there's, things that are coming in with, formaldehyde in the finish or the plywood. So where it's made is number one, I would say.
Right. There's a big focus on sustainability and how much more sustainable can you get than hardwood flooring. Are you seeing that as a trend in the industry as well, like in the building?
Yeah, I would say in the bill and just in general, like, who doesn't want to buy local, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
whether it's, meat or, we're obviously lucky in our area. There's so many farmers and small, local vendors. A lot of it, there's nothing more sustainable than buying local in my
Yes.
view. And the same thing with solid hardwood flooring. It's really, you're taking a piece of wood and shaping it and putting a finish on it. There's no waste. All this sawdust and the shavings goes for, making wood pellets. So there's really no byproducts. So it's super super
Very
green that way.
sustainable. Yeah.
It's not, coming overseas in a container ship. So there's just so much about it that really is super, sustainable. You definitely see that more, people care about, where it's from and who they're supporting and how local it is because
Yeah.
the
How it's impacting the environment as well is pretty big for
exactly.
people as well as things locally made. So that's
Yeah,
that's amazing. Positions you very well.
for sure.
Yeah. So I just want to kind of talk about you personally. Obviously, you went away to school and you made a conscious decision to come back home and raise your family here. Can you talk to us about what brought you to those decisions?
It's funny, like, so many of my friends, like, I think what brings you back, you can't even just, like, it's hard to really describe. Obviously, family is huge, and growing up here, you don't realize how great it is. I know, like, my cousin Dave, he lives in Toronto. He loves tweed. Like, it's coming here as a kid and just the warmth. And I do travel quite a bit, and us as a family, we do get out of Tweed, we get to see things, but coming back here, it's really cool. Like I don't think I could live anywhere else.
Yeah, there's something about coming home and sometimes when you do travel or you've been away, you've seen what other places have to offer, makes you appreciate where we are and what we have here even more, I feel anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And it's cool. Like I think Tweed or this area in general is kind of just it's the perfect balance between, like obviously it's busier and there's more going on in the summer, but there's some places where you go and it's like, the summer is rocking, everybody's doing stuff. And then in the off season, there's nothing going on, right? Where
Mhm.
there's stuff to do all year round.
Yes.
It doesn't get too overwhelmingly crazy in the summer, and in the winter it's not completely dead. So I don't know. It's just a really happy median.
Yeah, 100%. I was recently in your showroom and I hadn't been there for a few years. I was really blown away by the renovations that you've done there. It was always an amazing showpiece, but with the recent renovations, it's very modern, stylish, warm, and welcoming. So, what it was originally was an old warehouse. And just seeing what you guys have converted it in is really a beautiful showpiece. How important has it been to create something that reflects not just your brand, but an experience there?
Most people who, are visiting our showroom, there a lot of them are driving an hour or two or three, or we had someone come drive here from Texas. So
Wow.
we don't want them to get here and say, like, I drove all the way for this. So we want them to come in and realize the minute they walk through the door that, hey, you know what, it's worth the drive. So that was part of it. And just the front part of the building, I don't know, it was originally the Bank of Montreal, and
Okay.
it's an old building. So we wanted to keep, a lot of the character, like the
Mhm.
tin ceilings and a lot of the woodwork. And our front doors are like they're original quarter sawn oak. We wanted to kind of keep a lot of the character of the building while also, making it modern as well. And I mean, I really can't take any credit for the design. Like that would be my wife Emma and Kelsey, who's here. They know what's popular.
What's
But
trending and yeah.
yeah, basically we're always trying to, people are, they want trendy but not too trendy. Like we want to help people make a timeless, decision. We don't want someone to refinish their floor in 10
Mm,
years because the style's changed, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Mm. But yeah, no, we want people to come here and have a great experience, and not only the showroom, but Tweed in general. Like it's amazing how people come here maybe for us, but then they go to the Cube, or they go to the Tweed News, gift shop, and they go to the park and maybe grab some Duffers French fries. Like
Yeah.
they just they come here and they get to experience the whole town. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this leads well into my next question. What has that meant to you and your family to build something this special in your hometown?
Like we live upstairs in the showroom, so they're in it. So I don't know, it's just part of their everyday. So I guess they don't really see it. Like I think it was like a year ago, Emma said something about like that, I'm that, dad's the boss or something like that. And the kids were like, what? Like you're the boss? Like, why they just couldn't fathom that it
Wow.
was, so it's kind of just like everybody here is part of the family. And it is great to have she's a very good host. Like she loves doing things, loves having people here. So when there's the Santa Claus parade or something going on, it's the place is full of local people who maybe come in to get warm and hang out for a bit. So it's
Awesome.
cool. It's kind of like a gathering place. And
Yeah.
the kids' friends think it's incredible
I bet
because
they do.
you know it's wearing on Emma a little bit. We're eventually have a home.
Yeah. That's all about the sacrifices that
Yeah,
the business
exactly.
owners make early days with you guys taking over not too long ago. So
And I mean, living in like the close quarters, and like my kids are, I mean, they fight like crazy, but they're pretty close. So it's
yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I have some closing questions for you. I just thought we'd get a little bit more personal. Do
Okay.
you and your team have any Lewisisms that come to
Um,
mind that you kind of share
Lewisisms.
amongst yourselves?
He's insane. I mean, being retired, he loves it. He's having a blast. He's at the warehouse most of the time. So he's always, making a mess and making, building all these funky things. And we definitely get a kick out of him. He's having a blast. I don't know if you knew, he built a place in Prince Edward Island. He did it. There was 4 lots, and my brother, my cousin, and dad all bought these like nice waterfront lots. He decided that he needed something to do, so he built a place there,
Okay.
and he didn't tell mom. So she found out they were just getting ready to do drywall,
Wow.
and she found out, and I mean, he built like every single piece of furniture
Wow.
in it. He built all the cabinets. He did it all, here at the shop. And during the process, mom's like, "Oh, you got to give your dad a break. He's working so hard." And I'm thinking in my head, like, he's retired and
Yeah.
he's building a house that you don't know about. So I can't
That
say,
has to be like a first. Like, I think they've done
it-
everything together, and for him to do
oh,
that,
yeah. And
kind of
he's,
out of character.
if it was anyone else, like my mom is this, the most understanding, sweetest, kindest
Yes,
person ever. But
absolutely.
her problem is, decision making, right? So he did it kind of strategically. So she
Yeah.
was involved. So, he'd ask her questions of, whether she, liked this or that or what her thoughts were. She was involved. She just didn't know it. So,
Oh my gosh, that's so
so
funny. That's
and
great.
now that it's all finished, she loves it.
I bet.
We've, we went there. I mean, I guess I think they have 9 grandkids now.
Wow,
So
that's
we
awesome.
all went there and spent a week. So it's a funny story, but
Yes.
they're very happy,
Yeah,
and
awesome.
they they get along really well.
Yeah, they
Just
do,
so you
that's
know.
for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so now he's still keeping busy. But
Awesome.
as far as Lewisisms, I don't know. He always says the thing is, like growing up, it's always been, before anything, it's, well, the thing is, Greg, the thing is. So
There you go, there's the
yeah,
Lewisism.
that's the Lewisism.
That's great. One more question for you. What, if anything, can you tell me about the company limo?
Oh, the company limo. I don't know. It was in Perth at
Okay.
a dealership there, and I drove by it every time would go to Ottawa, and I just thought that would be so cool. And I watched it. I watched the price drop, and I was having some bad luck too. So I thought it's because I didn't buy this limo. So we supply this clothing company. Well, it's two, All Saints. There's one at Yorkdale actually, but
Okay.
we've supplied them floors all over the U.S. They have a menswear chain, John Varvatos Menswear, so we do all their floors as well. The guy that I deal with actually lives in Hong Kong. He's
Okay.
the construction manager.
I see.
So he reached out to me. He said, I'm coming to Toronto. I want to see your factory. So I was like, okay, that's the sign. He's coming from Hong Kong. I gotta pick him up at the airport. So I need this thing.
You need it. Yep.
Yeah. And we have like at least, I don't know, maybe once a month, someone will fly in to watch their floor being made.
Right.
So I do pick
It
people
does
up at
get
the
you.
airport. So,
Airport
and
limo service.
yeah, it's an old funeral home limo. So it was cheaper than a minivan,
That's great.
but not everyone can pull it off like I can.
No, that's for sure. Did it always have the wood panel on the side, or is that something you did?
It didn't have the wood panel on the side. That's a piece of walnut. So
No.
I took it to Phil at Two Extreme Graphics in Belleville, and he, I took him a big piece of walnut, and he made it into a graphic and put it on the side. So
Well, it's a nice touch, for
yeah,
sure.
it definitely is,
Yeah.
and it covers the rust too.
Well,
So
there you go.
yeah,
Dual purpose.
yeah.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great having you here. And what stands out most isn't just the scale of what you and your family built, but how it's been built. From honoring the legacy your family started to leading with integrity, craftsmanship, and care, it's clear that Gaylord Hardwood Flooring is a reflection of the values that you live every day, the pride you take in putting your name on your product and the way you lead your team, and the importance that you place on family and community. I also love that you've chosen to build this life with your family right here. In a world that often tells us we have to leave to succeed, your story proves the opposite, and that you can stay rooted, support your community, and still have a global impact. Thank you for sharing your journey, your insight, and your time with us today. This is a reminder that some of the most impressive businesses and people are the ones quietly doing exceptional work right here at home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Diana. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, and likewise, it's so cool seeing your success, and I'm
Oh,
really proud of you.
thank you. Very proud of you too. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We will provide the links to Gaylord Hardwood Flooring so you can check them out. You will love their style and their stories. And when you check out their social media, you'll be in for a treat. I personally love their videos. It is a must follow. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow along, share it with someone who loves great design, craftsmanship, or local success stories. And as always, support the gems right here in our own backyard. We look forward to seeing you next time at the Country Club. Thanks for joining me at the Country Club today. I hope our conversation has helped guide your journey. Whether you're looking to plant roots in a small town, find the perfect recreational escape, or invest in rural properties, every situation is unique, and I'm here if you need a trusted resource on your real estate journey. As always, consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. I'm Diana Cassidy-Bush, and I'll see you next time with more conversations about thriving beyond the city limits. Click the follow button for the Country Club podcast with Diana Cassidy-Bush on your favorite podcast platform, and let's start building your future together.